Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Masterclass for Support. And this is a place for new age management skills and lifestyle tips for budding managers like you all. So friends, today my video will be a little longer, covering two topics. First, how to survive a toxic workplace as we are moving back physically to office. Though the toxic environment is still there while working from home, but then also. And then my second topic will be sharing some tips for the first time managers. So watch my video till end and subscribe to my channel Masterclass with Tapas. As I will be talking about these strategies to manage working at a toxic workplace until you move into something good. How to survive a toxic workplace, or which is a very important thing and harmful to an employee's well-being. If going to work makes feel depressed, stressed, and you are experiencing a loss of focus, decreased confidence, pain, headaches, and or an impaired immune system, then you are likely working in a bad environment. Surviving toxic work environment anxiety is not easy, but it is absolutely possible. There is scientific reason that you feel like you are about to burst into tears at your desk every day. A toxic environment keeps people in a fight or a flight mindset, as you can't do best work when you work in a toxic workplace and your health and well-being at a risk. Build a network of a trusted co-worker is the first step that you will try to do. Toxic workplaces are filled with people who are selfish, judgmental, and manipulative. It is easy to feel like there isn't anyone who is a drama free, or but finding your friend can help you to deal with horrible boss or a co-worker who won't listen to any of your ideas because they are always right. How to deal with that? One important way you can weather a toxic work environment is to find one or two good friends you can trust in your workplace and offer each other support and a place to vent. Being able to understand each other frustration can offer a significant uplift and help you make it through the difficult situation. Just make sure to choose your friend wisely and only speak candidly with people you trust. That being said, you still don't want to share certain things at work even with your best friend. Then stay focused on important goals. Walking or maybe working in a toxic workplace can feel like you are back in high school where rumors would run faster than the track team minutes, and you should be very much avoid that. People love to gossip about everything, whether it will be impending restructuring will result in layoff during covid time. There are so many rumors going there are even maybe entire group texts and slack channels exclusively dedicated to talking badly about co-workers and pointing fingers at senior leadership also sometimes. Then how to deal? Don't let workplace gossips keeps you away from focusing off your work, and definitely don't join those conversations. One of the quickest way to destroy trust among your co-workers is by spreading gossip. Nobody in that kind of environment is willing to be vulnerable and open because everyone worried about how that information will be leaked and used against them down the road. Love your work is recommending shutting between your unhealthy gossip when you can, or simply refusing to participate in that. Be nice to everyone, even toxic co-workers. Toxic workplaces are often very competitive, making people feel they have to climb over their co-workers to get out on the top. They will lie, cheat, and steal ideas to look better and advance up the corporate ladder. In this type of environment, you always have to be on the lookout for backstabbing behavior, which can make surviving toxic work environment anxiety more challenging. Then, of course, how to deal with those to their level. Instead, kill them with your kindness. Look for the ways to do things for other people and add value to them, even the people who are tough on you. might seem. Then counterproductive or aid your enemies, so as to speak, but it can be beneficial. Eventually others will also value what you provide, which leads them to them valuing you. It may take a while and they still may be toxic towards other, but their interaction with you always will change, and that will change your work environment. Adopt my mantra: work hard and be nice, even if the other people aren't. Then strive for work life balance. Your 9 to 5 feels like a 24 into 7 because the work has been become so consuming. When you aren't at work, you're still working or thinking about work. You just want to throw the phone out of the window, or you can catch a break from your coworker and send a string of email, text, and calls that are all urgent. You usually have to work through lunch, having to abide between your filing of report at your desk or at constantly cancelling after work plans to stay late at the office or finish up your assignment. But there is a lot being changes during this work from home environment where we tend to be online after maybe so 9 to 5. How to deal with that? Set some boundaries so you can have a good job and a life. Healthy boundaries can reduce the impact of the work stress on you, and suggest always take a proper lunch break, not bringing work home, setting clear expectation, having friendship outside work, and not sharing too many personal details at work. That's my feeling. Though I know sometimes it's not possible to know, and we can always know that nothing is permanent. It seems like there is nothing you can do to stop the angry after our emails from your boss or superior, or relieve the anxiety of being thrown under the bus of your co-workers. Your confidence is shot, you dread among going to work, and you start feeling lousy both physically and mentally. Luckily there is something you can do: get out. How to deal? Understand that the situation is temporary. Proactive looking for the opportunities to move on. If you're having difficulty in believing the situation is temporary, the action of seeking others opportunity will help you to change your belief system. Then find better. Ultimately the best way to deal with surviving toxic environment anxiety is to find a new one altogether. Want some help with that? You can touch base with me personally, so I can help you too. So say goodbye to the toxic boss, co-workers, and move on to something better today. So friends, if you all like my thoughts, give my channel a huge thumbs up, share it, and comment it. Till I meet next, bye for now, and I will be moving to my second video, so keep tuning in. Thank you. So friends, my next topic is how to avoid such things to after becoming the first time manager. While graduating from management is a huge accomplishment, it is also the beginning of a pretty huge challenge. Not quite sure where to start, get off the right foot with this step for a smooth transition. So let's keep this point in your mind while becoming first time manager. Get smart. First off, make it your personal mission to learn everything you can. Believe me, this is a big key to success as a new manager. Seek out of management tools, resources, and the classes that your company offers. Some organizations have the formal supervisor training, and nearly all have the manual and HR policies. Read them, digest them, and keep them on your bookshelf. You should also do some digging and learn more about each of the people you will be managing. Review their personal files, their resumes, their past performance reviews, and goals. Then find a mentor. Of course, many of the situation you will face as a manager aren't outlined in any manual. Do you deal with a team member who is underperforming, or an overachiever you would love to promote but can't because of the budget or maybe job cuts? The good news is that someone else has probably dealt before with any situation you will face. So one of the most important thing you can do is to find a mentors, someone you with whom you can confidently discuss the issues as they arise. If this is your boss, great. If not, find someone else in your company who can serve in this capacity, or maybe outside the company. For like, you can always touch base with me regarding any question relating to this type of situation. Then change your focus. You will like to be being promoted because you are awesome at your work, but the crazy thing about you, the new position, it is not about you anymore, because before you were a manager, your number one job is to accomplish the tasks. Now your number one job is to help others people accomplish their tasks in an outstanding environment. Listen and learn. Many new managers want to make bold changes quickly to show that they are in charge. This is not a bad thing, but I think you should be doing with a very careful approach. Resist the temptation and instead take plenty of time to fully understand your organization, team, the situation, and the environment in which we are working these days. To set up individual meeting with each of your new team member to understand their roles, ask question about what they like about their job, their biggest challenges during this COVID time they faced, and the ideas they have to improving the organization. Obviously, you can't please everyone, but saying it, I would love to get your input as much I can for my future planning goes a long way in building positive relationship and open communication and understanding what the people goals, hangs ups, challenges are can be to help perform at a higher level, which only serve to help you best. Also, let them know that you're open to listening to their ongoing basis, whether it is having an open door policy or scheduling your office hours each day, making sure your employees knows that when and how they can reach out to you. And then obviously address relationship shifts. The biggest mistake that new managers make, this is can be especially true if you've been promoted from within and find yourself now supervising someone who used to be at the same level as you do find yourself now managing a former peer. You must address the shift immediately. You can't keep up your twice weekly happy hours or closed door lunch dates with your workers or team member without a feeling of distrust, resentment from the rest of your team. And also keep in mind that while your former colleague may be happy for you, he or she may also feel awkward or resentful. Then obviously try starting the conversation with your team members. You know that I value all your friendship. As a manager, I need to make sure that everyone on the team views me as being fair and consistent, so our working relationship is going to change. Easy? No way. It is very difficult to have an understanding with your peer you always work from, and now you are going to monitor him. Be a model behavior, complaining about boss over cocktails, showing up 15 minutes late for the meeting. Sorry, these days are long gone. As a manager, you will have to look to be as a role model, but not only by your employees, but also by the others in the organization. You can't expect people to give their best at work if they are don't see you doing it. And be sure you're always on your A game. This is means meeting the deadlines, sticking to your word, keeping your personal opinion under wraps, and doing what is the best for the team and the organization. So, friends, are you listening? Hope. Then manage up. Being the boss doesn't mean that you can ignore your own supervisor. In fact, it is more important that ever to keep her or him in the loop, since you will be reporting the progress of the entire group of people. It is also important to make sure that the goals you outline for your team are very much tied up with your boss priorities. Ask to set up a regular meeting to discuss your goals, your progress, and any issues and how they relate to the organization as a whole. You can only impress your superior with your team's progress if you're moving in the right direction. Then you can have a skip level meeting of your team members with your boss, to being fair. Being a manager is an ongoing learning experience, and it is probably never going to be easy. But do your research, set expectations, shift your focus from the get go, and you will be off to a greater care for your team members and their career prospects. While you want to have your employees to develop loyalty to the company, no one will stay in one place, and we know that. When you show authentic concern for your employees career prospects and the well-being, they will know that you care for their professional development and the personal growth. Provide regular training, support and feedback to them to ensure that they are consistently learning and growing. Always be a coach, not a slave. Establish a cultural code one has to agree upon with them and the team. Set up a benchmark for how each member is expected to behave and work in the given environment. Your team member will be happier if there is a set of house rules that encourages desirable behavior. It also provides a common understanding on how they will communicate with you and the other team members. A cultural code document, maybe from the HR, will help not only to elaborate within your team, and we abide by the simple values, make journaling illustrative, and improving your soft and hard skill, which improve will help the team member to reach their goals, and you can accomplish your goal too. To do this, the manager must create an environment of motivation and accountability. Most managers know that the benefit of training and education, but oftentimes they create an environment that is very counterproductive for the employees' development. Many managers expect employees to take the initiative to learn and seek mentorship and development throwing off office work. This exception is unrealistic sometimes as an employee. In this case, lack of motivation to find professional development in a personal time. Obviously, during this lockdown, we had those sessions which are offline and online sometimes. So, friends, what do you think? If you like my thoughts, give my channel a huge thumbs up, share it, comment it. Till I meet next with my new exciting video. Bye for now. Thank you. So friends, how are you? Welcome to my YouTube channel Masterclass with Tapas. This is the place for new age management skills and lifestyle tips for budding managers like you all. So how are you people doing these days? These days I am not really getting enough good night's sleep, and I have learned that most of us also facing the same problem due to multiple reasons like office work and fatigue. So today I will be talk about the phenomena called insomnia. If you have been struggling for hours to fall asleep, morning draws nearer and your anxiety about the next day intensifies yet again. If this sound familiar, you are not alone. There are a lot many people are facing this kind of a situation during this pandemic. Among the many disruption of 2020, insomnia may rank high on the list. Data on how the pandemic has affected sleep is limited because biomedical research can take years to shake out, and most studies to date have been very limited. But evidence from China and Europe suggested that the prolonged confinement is altering the sleep in adults as well as children. I think COVID have effective sleep and could be considered a kind of a trauma. So don't be afraid to get help and talk to your family members. If stressful and upsetting experience like the death of a loved one or loss of a job, two widespread realities of COVID-19 are known psychological triggers for insomnia. If your insomnia is tried to so much as an event, the quickest way to get help is to call your doctor. One of the most important thing about promoting good night sleep and avoiding insomnia is to use your bed for anything other than a good night's sleep. The goal is here to separate your sleep space and habit as much as possible from your working space and other habits. Let me share some tips that I have read in the current times, like fixed bedtime. As we are working from home and our day doesn't end at a particular time, and we are all continue to work past our so-called office time. So let's try to have a fixed bedtime. Maybe on weekend we can afford to watch late night Netflix as I do. And if you don't sleep well the night before, but getting in bed before you ready to fall asleep can set off the vicious cycle of wanting to fall asleep and then worrying about that you are not falling asleep. Kill the screen. If you can't identify a psychological trigger for your insomnia, it may be result of something physical. An easy target is your favorite screen, including the television. There is a very clear inverse relationship between the screen time and sleep. Screens are bad for sleep because they emit blue light, which can suppress the body's natural secretion of melatonin, a hormone that regulates sleep wake cycle. For adults who can't resist their phones or other screen at night, adjust your display setting to night shift mode. Experts also recommend exposing yourself to as much as daylight as you can during the day and dimming the lights in your home in the evening as a part of healthy sleep hygiene. Screens usually come hand in hand with being sedentary, and exercise promotes healthy sleep. I always suggest to get at least 30 minutes of vigorous physical activity every day, though not just before the bedtime. It is pretty clear that going to help the sleep heal or she limit your types of media consumption to, particularly avoiding things on the evening that increase anxiety. This may be hard studies, but most sane advice only look at the coronavirus news once per day, preferably not near the bedtime. Anyway, follow a regular sleep schedule. Go to bed when you are likely to feel sleepy. Then try white noise to muffle outside sound. An example of white noise is a slow volume sound from a non-operating television channel. Put the TV on timer so the rest and the shut off. Avoiding associating your bed with wakefulness. When you are able to sleep, get out of bed. Written in a few minutes, you may be feel more ready to sleep. Then always do moderate aerobic exercise during afternoon every day. Most sleep experts suggest avoiding exercise 2 or 4 hours before you go to bed. Note there is some research indicating that mild evening exercise at night aids sleep too. Use your exercise as a guide to a good night's sleep. Then avoid ingesting coffee, cola, tea, or chocolate or other caffeine containing substances 7 hours before you regular bedtime. And if you smoke, refrain from doing so several hours before going to bed because of demonstrated health risks. It is a good idea to stop smoking permanently. Then avoid alcohol for 3 hours before going to bed. A glass of wine in the evening may cause you a little bit relax, which may make it easier for you to fall asleep. However, as the body breaks down the alcohol, you compromise the quality of your sleep. Am I sounding like a tough master? Maybe. Then, obviously, sleep in a well ventilated room with a room temperature of your choice. Be it summer, be it winter, sleep is associated with a drop in body temperature. So keep your room very calm and quiet. Relax your body during periods of interrupted sleep. This has some positive values too. For example, squeeze and relax your main muscle group. Imagine a fully cloud moving towards a cross. Then 7 hours of sleep. This is the new gold standard. Wide awake at 2 a.m. Plan to rise between 6 a.m. and 7 a.m. There is some, you can say, the evidence that sleeping late increase the risks of depression. Give yourself something to compete with negative thoughts. Count backward from 1000 by 3. Think of a positive event for each negative thought. Then sleep problems may co-occur with anxiety. Anxiety is a state of mind apprehension. Isolate those negative thoughts, question them by asking and answering rational questions, where you are assisted controller over the course of this thought, and this control can help diminish those negative thought. If you have trouble sleeping because your anxiety reflected on the trials and tribulations of the previous day, adopt a coping perspective whenever feasible and reasonable. Resolve daily conflict as they arise. Sleep problem also may reoccur. Insomnia commonly proceed depression serve as a symptoms of depression and may continue to occur after depression left. So, people, I think it is a very good thought that we should have a good night's sleep and improve our sleep pattern to prevent depression or replace it. If you know or suspect you have a medical condition affecting your sleep and haven't addressed the condition, you are help procrastinating, putting off actions to correct or prevent a real or potential health problem is no good. Overcome this procrastination by making a really medical checkup or go to a doctor. If you are having trouble in sleeping, again, I will take some time to think and close my eyes and think what making it difficult to sleep better. So, what do you think? So, people, if you like my thought, give my channel a huge thumbs up, share it, comment it, and subscribe it. And till we meet next, bye for now and sleep well. Thank you. Hi, all, welcome to my YouTube channel Masterclass with Tapas. Hope you are all well and doing fine. So, today I will share some leadership style in the age of COVID 19, as we are all living under the shadow of the pandemic. COVID 19 has made it difficult and cumbersome for both businesses and life in general. It was a crisis that was new and unprecedented for everyone. There is no perfect way to handle a problem. It is a constant trial and error method with success and failure. So watch my video till the end and subscribe to my channel Masterclass with Tapas. As we most of us working from home, only in future there will be a hybrid model to be work on. So thus the leader must analyze their leadership style also according to the situation. They must brush up on their leadership practices, especially for the post COVID era. It doesn't matter which leadership style you have, make sure you focus on these factors that are communication. Communication is the key to good leadership and employee engagement. The power of human connection keeps everyone moving and strive towards success. Maintain a communication routine and stick to it. Even for the days when the employees have nothing new to say, understand what is being said and not said. It will make everyone stay on track and never miss out on important information. Promote employee well-being. People working from home are managing both work and personal life. It will make them feel stressed, burnout, or experience workplace loneliness. Leader must analyze how the company's health and well-being benefit can support the employees in whatever may it can be, not to be miss emotional well-being too. Then flexibility and adaptability, leaders must understand and emphasize with their employees, so they must inculcate flexibility and the adaptability. Leaders must come up with new ideas and suggestions. It makes work from home more productive for the employees. This will also help to reach the organization long-term objective, as these leadership styles are inherited or they develop with time and practice. It is more than a position of authority. Good leadership is a choice. A leader is someone who mentors, leads, inspires, and keeps the team's spirit alive. Even in the most challenging situation, they take accountability for their actions. But what is the one thing that you need to be a good leader? Can you guess? A good leader provides a clear vision of the company's goals and objective beyond the profit you make or the numbers at the end of the year that matter. A good leader gives a sense of purpose behind one's action and every reaction too. What is the point of the growth? What's your impact on company's success or failures? But first, let's start with absolute basics. So, what are the different styles of leadership? Exist as per the management gurus. Leadership styles and how the leader guides the team through difficult stages. These styles dictate how a leader implements plan, provide guidance, and overlooks work based on the different personalities and the method. There are many different styles. The greatest leader is not necessarily the one who does the greatest thing. He is the one that gets the people to do the greatest thing, according to the Ronald Reagan. Now, as we get a gist of how the leader impact the organization as a whole, it's your turn to find out what kind of a leader you are. So watch my video till the end. Transaction leadership. Transaction leadership style. Want a circle. What comes to your mind when you see the word transaction? In literary terms, it means the agreement to buy or sell something. In this case, the deal is between the leader and the follower. Transactional leadership is a give and take scenario, reward or penalize your employee according to the organization's standard. Everyone knows what to do, why to do, and what are the standard. Evaluation of employee performance happens with predefined criteria and the goal. This style can be effective if the employees are also motivated by perks and benefit. It works best where the tasks are repetitive and goal oriented. Second, transformational leadership. Transformational leadership style is the real one, I think. This leadership style believes in the concept of transforming anything into something better. Transformational leaders provide the team members the opportunity to explore the different ideas and approaches. They let their creative juices flow. You make your team feel that you care about them and putting them first. You express care, concern for your team members and their problems too. It fosters a sense of bonding, belonging, and loyalty to the organization. But relying on praise, nursing can also lead to mediocre performance over time. It can also result in lack of strong, clear direction for the company. Leaders should establish a balance to ensure that people don't get too comfortable. If I can say the key characteristic of transformational leadership style work best when you need fresh ideas or new perspective. There is also a particular appetite for risks in the leadership style. It is because leaders are always on the lookout for better ways to do the things. It means going out of one's comfort zone. This style encourages both the professional and the personal growth of the employees. Use this style when your business requires constant innovation, moving ahead of the crowd, such as the internet or the IT industry these days. AI powered platform. Then servant leadership. Servant leadership is a type of leadership skill which first responsibility of a leader is to define reality. The last is to say thank you in between. A leader is a servant. The servant leadership styles operate on the idea of service first, lead later. This style of leadership runs on the motto you manage other people the way you would like to be managed. You ensure that everyone knows their job, ensure that they have all the tools and the supplies that they need before they start begin. If they don't, you offer them everything they need to succeed. This style is a favorite among workers. It works wonder for employee morale and the employee experience. But if you don't balance it, this can lead to your team running the show. It can result in a lack of authority, a little direction, or maybe vision. Then democratic leadership style, this type of leaders make the final decision, but at other time democratic leaders may delegate power to the followers. Having said that, a democratic leader is not of the hook. They will still accountable for all the outcomes. A democratic leader seeks inputs and feedback from the team to make a decision faster and better. The leader believes that they can make the best decision with a lot of inputs from his team. Not the best approach for the crisis when there is a high pressure and the time is short. This leadership style emphasizes the aspects of the equality in the workplace. Followers of this style take all the inputs into account, irrespective of ranks, work best with all kind of organization. Although the places where strict procedure are required, such as the manufacturing industry, democratic leadership knows the best choice. Then autocratic leadership. Autocratic leadership, as we all know, is a one-man show. How do you picture an autocratic leader? We picture someone barging into the room and telling people what to do. As the name hints, autocratic leadership is a boss-centric leadership style. The leader has absolute control over the entire organization. They have the top-down approach to the communication. They dictate terms, instruction, policies, and the activities and accept the followers to comply. You can see the high-power dynamic going on between the leader and the followers or the teams. Autocratic leaders give a little to no importance to socializing and the team building activities. These are leaders take no input nor feedback from the group members. They access a situation where from their own perspective. If I say a key characteristic of autocratic leadership style work best when a quick decision needs to be made. An autocratic leadership style might help suppress a conflict in the short run, but it does not solve the conflict. There occurs a colossal lack of trust in this leadership style on the subordinate. It is why the power to make all the decisions lie in the hands of the leader. Best approach when consistency is not possible and the leader is required to make a judgment call. Autocratic leadership style, you can say, is the thing of the past, I suppose. Can you think someone who projects like qualities as a leader? Let us know in the comments below. Then delegative leadership style. It is a philosophy of non-interference. Leaders with give direction or goals and are less likely to check on you. They have fewer meetings and accept you to do it on your own. If I say the key characteristic of this kind of leadership style is to think and place a lot of trust in their members and their teams of their abilities. This management style works by allowing greater employee autonomy. It subsequently adds to more creativity in the workplace. Constructive feedback is vital component of this leadership style. Work best if the leader has a group of people who already excel at their skills. Bureaucratic leadership. Bureaucratic leadership styles is very uncommon these days. The bureaucracy is a circle from which no one can accept. It is a hierarchy of knowledge. Bureaucratic leaders live by the rules. There are certain times that you expect to get the things done by the book. You want to get it, suppose a tattoo, and expect the tattoo artist to follow the original procedure. You want to get the car repaired and you want to be mechanic to fix the problem by the rules. Likewise, you want to lead your team by the laws of the book. Bureaucratic leaders always follow specific rules and stick to those at all the time. Yet this leadership style can be very rigid at times. The rigidity restricts the layers of creativity in the process, which ultimately take a hit to your organization. The main features of bureaucratic leadership style, I can say that a bureaucratic leader loves to rules, policies, and follows procedure meticulously. Decision-making processes are typically slow-paced. There is no room for new ideas and innovation. Method employee follow the routine method of problem solving, no out-of-the-box thinking, and management approach of this sort of very well-organized leaders had delegated the tasks as per the rank for the better result and accountability. Works best for large industries such as a manufacturing plant where the employees perform routine tasks according to the book. Charismatic leadership. Charismatic leaders are the leaders to follow. Charisma is intangible that make people want to follow you, to be around you, to be influenced by you. Charismatic leaders are the ones who can walk and talk. The leaders of these styles are the master of the communications and the persuasion with a sense of charm. They have a specific type of appeal, attraction, and magnetism. It helps to gain the people to follow their lead. They inspire, excite, spark enthusiasm among the team. Then the coaching leadership style is my favorite. I am often use this style of leadership believes in coaching the workers to a greatness. They are usually expert in their field of interest and great communicator. This type of leadership is the most prevalent in today's world, yet it can get troublesome at times. It takes time to mentor and coach the employee. If I say the key features of this coaching leadership style works best with the people who have a coaching mindset and are willing to learn from their leaders. Leaders also should be ready to spend time and energy in coaching their teams to improve them in the long run. Empathy and the trust are the pillars of this style. Flexibility and adaptability is also a part of the leadership style. Leaders must understand and emphasize with their employee, so they must inculcate flexibility and adaptability. Leaders must open to the new ideas and suggestions. It makes works from home more productive for the employees. This will also help to reach the employee to their highest level. Final note: leadership takes skills and hard work to excel in one's environment. An effective leadership style is not something that is carved in the stone. Anyone can pick or drop any leadership style or combine them depending upon the situation and people. It depends on one resilience, emotional intelligence, and experience. Help your employees to succeed, help them build their confidence and achieve more than they and you have ever imagined. That's the true leadership style. So friends, if you all like my thoughts, give my channel a huge thumbs up, subscribe to my channel Masterclass with Tapas. Till I meet next, bye for now. Thank you. Hi friends, welcome to my channel Masterclass with Tapas. This is the place for new age management skills and lifestyle tips for budding managers. Today I will be talking about how to effectively manage time while at working from home. As a role of time management is become more crucial for us, as it is a key to achieving our goals and targets in the right frame of time. So people, what is the time management? It is the process of dividing time between the activities that we have got in hand. As we always say that there is never enough time in a day, but since all of us got 24 hours, so why it is that some people achieve so much and some people less? The answer lies in good time management skills. So I will share some tips that I have learned during this lockdown period, because as we all know that being busy isn't the same as effective. So let's start with activity tracker. I always vouch for that. We should have a activity tracker to plan our day or plan our activities, as planning makes a great way to do the things. We all also don't miss any timeline. Prepare a weekly to-do list consist of regular work, and then we can leave some time for ad hoc week, because we always get ad hoc work. So and keep a calendar to keep track of all our meetings. I also do in this way only. Second, avoid multitasking and micromanage things. Try not to perform more than one task at a time. We all do, I know that, but try to avoid that. And obviously, don't micromanage the team. Don't spend too much time on that too. Then, third, schedule work proactively, as you don't want your focus time to get wasted on non-productive work or meetings, which now less as compared to the pre-COVID time. So let's start working on those work in hand proactively, so everything can be finalized much before the deadline. Then another point, energy level. As energy level varies from person to person, maybe you are more prolific at the crack of the dawn or post lunch, so schedule your work keeping in this mind. I also prefer to take call meetings in the morning when I am full of energy, or in the evening, and surely not post lunch, as we are at home, so we feel sleepy sometimes. Then focus time, as when we have multiple scheduled meeting, maybe during the month end, we can't have long hour at a stretch at work. We are at work meeting between those time, so we have to make most of our working hours, otherwise we can be unproductive and may miss the deadline. Then stay mindful of our progress. At the end of the day, how much you accomplish, keeping your managers, customers expectation is what matters the most. So plan accordingly and finish all your work on time, as poor time management can lead to blurred work life boundaries. Then block all distraction, create a dedicated space that will inspire and motivates you, and once you find that the corner, shut all the doors on the potential distraction. So getting up frequently, checking your phone. I have told all this in my earlier videos too, which are related to effective communication, which is more important when we are working virtually with a team. So to avoid mismatch expectation, check in timely with your team without any hesitation, and having effective communication with your superiors too. Then get in the habit of setting time limits for tasks, as it always happens with me that I spend too much time on something, later I have to rush to finish the other pending work. So set a time limit for a particular work. I know it's very difficult to set a time limit for a work project in a day, but try to do that. Then be sure of your system is organized or laptop. Sometimes we spend so much time to find a particular file in the system itself. So it is better if we can manage our file in a productive way in a laptop, which saves a lot of time. Then delegation of responsibility. Try to learn delegation of work and try to learn to say no at workplace, that most of us can't do. So please don't do everything on your own. Try to delegate into your team as per the skill set. So be be diplomatic. Do not accept everything that comes in your way. A polite no in the beginning will save your reputation later. Remember that. And be reasonable towards your team too. As individual, I can work whole day and do not burden yourself too. Then prioritize the tasks, prioritize the work as per the importance and urgency, and know the difference between important and urgent tasks. As per me, which are most important should be done earlier. So time management has some benefit too, as one become more organized as a result of effective time management. It boosts an individual morale and makes him confident. Better time management also helps in better planning and better forecasting, and time management makes an individual disciplined and punctual. Always have me time, try to find time to upskills yourself. See my video on the same topic. Take a nap or read a book and recharge yourself. One of the major challenge of working from home is not knowing when to call it day, and it is becomes more challenging when you don't schedule and prioritize your things beforehand. So friends, as the time is money, so manage it carefully. So friends, if you like my thoughts, then give it a thumbs up to my channel, share it, subscribe it, and do comment also. Till the next vlog, bye bye, ciao, take care. Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Masterclass with Tapas. This is the place for new age management skills and lifestyle tips for budding managers like you all. So today I will be talking in details about what do you mean by a manager and how you can become a manager with a difference. So the video will be a little long, but stay with me and it will be an interesting one, that can be sure. A manager's job is very crucial in an organization. He is a planner, coordinator, producer, and the marketer too. The success of an organization will depend upon the caliber of a manager in utilizing the resources for achieving business goals. A manager is a pivotal figure in the task of creating wealth. They are the rapid changes in technology, methods of production, marketing, technical and financial setup, and the manager should be competent enough to cope with all those changing. A manager is the person in the organization who directs the activities of the others. The manager performs their work at different levels and they are called by different names. The first line manager and those who manage teams at ground level. Then the middle level manager include all the levels of management between the supervisory level and the top level of the organization. These managers may be called functional managers, plant heads, and the project manager depending upon the nature of the industry. Near the top of the hierarchy, there must be a top manager who are responsible for making organizational decisions and setting policies and strategies that affect all the aspects of the organization. This person may be called vice president, managing director, chief executive officer, or maybe the chairman of the board. So what are the managerial functions? A manager has to perform functions like planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. All these functions are essential for running an organization smoothly and achieving enterprise objective. Planning is required for setting goals and establishing strategies. For coordinating organizations helps in determining what tasks are to be done, how to be done, which group needs to be done, and whether decisions are to be made. Staffing function is essential for employing various types of person and performing various activities like training and development, appraisal, compensation, and the welfare, etc. And today's world, managers become more effective than ever as they are taking care of the team in this utmost difficult situation during this pandemic. So let's talk about the skills required for becoming a manager with a difference. Managerial skill. A manager has to perform a number of jobs. It necessitates that a manager should have proper skill to perform different jobs: physical health, vigor, addresses, and the mental ability to understand and learn the judgment, mental vigor, and the adaptability. Then moral energy, fairness, willingness to accept responsibility, thinking out of the box, loyalty, dignity. Then the education background, general acquaintance with the matter, not belonging exclusive to the function performed, should have a broader knowledge about all the subject, and obviously technical, which is peculiar to a function, experience arising from the work proper. He should have a proper experience in handling team. Managers must have the necessary technical skills or the ability to work with the resources, tool, technique, procedures, etc. First line managers as well as the middle managers have involved in technical aspects of the organization's operation, technical skill including knowledge of and the proficiency in certain specialization such as engineering, computer, finance, manufacturing. Even though the needs for technical skills is less when a manager moves higher in the hierarchy, but still technical proficiency helps in taking decisions. Then the human skill, it is ability to work well with the other people, both individually and in a group, which is the major criteria these days. Manager with human skills can get best out of the team working with them. They know how to communicate, motivate, lead, and inspires. That's why we call them leaders. And these skills are needed by managers at every level, but the top managers need them the most. Conceptual skills. Conceptual skills are the ability to integrate and coordinate various activities. Manager must have the ability to think and to conceptualize what the abstract solution might be. They must be able to see the organization as a whole and the relationships among its various subunits, and to visualize how the organization fits into the broader environment. Conceptual skills are helpful in decision making since all the managers have to take decision. So these skills are essential for all the managers, but these become more important as they make up for the organization. He should have the following other skills too while performing his work, which is education, which is the major background that we need as a manager. A manager must have a proper educational background. These days managers are supposed to have the management education beside other educational qualifications. Education not only widens mental horizon but also helps in understanding the things and interpreting them properly, and understanding of the business too, and the environment in which business are running these days. So it is very important for dealing with various problems the organization may have faced. Intelligence. A manager has to perform more responsibilities than any other person in the organization. He should have a higher level of intelligence as compared to the other person. Intelligence will help a manager in assessing the present and the future possibilities for the business. He will able to take correct decision and foresee the things in advance and take necessary decision at the appropriate time. A manager has to direct and motivate the person working in the organization. He will provide leadership to the subordinate. The energies of the subordinates will have to be channelized properly for achieving the organization goals. If a manager has the leadership qualities, then he can motivate subordinate in improving their performance and working to their full capacity for the benefit of the organization. Then training and development. Everybody needs training, and manager has to acquire the manager's skills. These skills consist of technical skills, human skills, and soft skills, or maybe conceptual skills. These skills have to be acquired through education, guidance, experience, etc. These skills are needed for at the all levels of manager. Then obviously let me talk about more into the technical knowledge. A manager should have the technical knowledge of the subject that is going to be his main domain. He will be have a better position and respect and guide if he himself has the knowledge of those activities and subject in which he is working. Then maturity. A manager should have a mental maturity for dealing with different situations. He should be patient, good listener, and quick to react to the situation. He has to take many awkward decisions which may adversely affect the working if not taken properly. He might be unpopular with those decisions, but he has to keep calm when dealing with subordinate. All these qualities will come with mental maturity. Positive attitude is an asset for a manager. A manager has to deal with many people from inside as well from the outside the organization. He should have a sympathetic and positive to the various suggestions and take human decision. He should not be prejudge the things and take sides. He should always try to develop good relation with various person dealing with him. He should also understand their problems and try to extend a helping hand. Then self-confidence. A manager should have is self-confident. He has to take many decisions daily, but he may has to analyze the things systematically before taking any decision. Once he take decision, then he should stick to them and try to implement them. So confidence is a must. A person who lacks self-confidence will always be unsure of his decision. This type of attitude will create more problems than solving them. So be confident. Then foresight. A manager has to decide not only for the present but for the future too. There are rapid changes in the technology, marketing, consumer behavior, and the environment around us during this pandemic. So these changes are continually having some effect on the managerial decision, like economic policies will be require repercussion in the future. A manager should visualize what is going to happen in the future and prepare the organization for facing those situations. The quality of foresight will help in taking the right decision as face the common things in the right perspective. In cases things are not rightly assessed, then he or maybe the organization may face a adverse situations. So role of a manager is really very critical, and which is concerned with the behavior pattern of a manager with an organization. Role of a manager is different in a manufacturing or maybe a service industry or any other. But say for instance, the prominent view at the time was the manager were reflective thinkers who carefully and systematically processed information before taking any decision. That his managers were engaged in a large number of varied, unpatterned, and maybe short duration activities. There are very little time for reflective thinking because managers encounter constant interruption, or we can say that it is a categorization of skips or defining what manager do based on actual managers on the job. Then it concluded that manager perform their different but highly interested roles. The term management roles refers to the specific categories of managerial behavior, which gives a different or thought or per se a different level of thinking to the managers. Then interpersonal roles or skills. A manager has to perform some duties as a figurehead. He may receive the guests from the outside or preside over a social function of the employees too. He may have to sign some legal document as a head of an organization. These are the roles played by the figurehead. He has to also act as a leader when he has to sort out the activities of the subordinate. He has not only to motivate the employees but also to look after them, or maybe involved in hiring, firing, or maybe discipline actions. The role of interpersonal relations with the manager is to liaising with the other managers from other domains, be it marketing, production, HR, finance, IT, the outside information providers may be an individual or maybe the customer. Role of the managers are primarily driven force in organization growth and expansion. Large organizations are particularly complex due to their size, processes, people, and the nature of the business. So there might be a lot of stages, or you can say the standard between the lot of managers in their skills, talent, or maybe compensation. So it's a really challenging job to become a manager with a different. But to cut it short, what I say, if you want to be a good manager, keep focusing on your team and be human. To become a top management, I think you should be focusing on those skills. So what do you think? So if you all like my thoughts and ideas, give my channel a huge thumbs up, share it, comment it, and subscribe it. Till I meet next, bye for now. Thank you.